Hey everyone, what's going on? It is December 4th, Wednesday, New Comic Book Day, and I have my haul here of 18 total, but that also includes three back issues. So starting off with those, I have the variant for the Harbinger Renegades number 2, which came out last week or a week before last now. So this was the 9 photo compilation or montage or collage of Faith, which I assume they're going to have one for each character, so I'm going to try to pick that up as long as they put them out. So next we have, again, I think this came out the same week that Renegade number 2 came out, but this was the variant of the Riri Invincible Iron Man, or Ironheart. So I like that one, so pick that one up. I found one of these recently at Half Price Book, but I had already ordered this one, so picked up a number 1. You know, I'm trying to get into the Amadeus Cho side of things, so I just need to pick up that trade number 2 that came out, so I'll get through that storyline. Haven't started that one yet. So starting off, we have the for the new issues, we have the Avengers, and you know, this one is by Mark Waid, and I just couldn't really get into this artwork, to tell you the truth. It was kind of hard to follow the storyline, in my opinion. You know, I was just having some difficulty with it, number 2. I enjoyed number 1, so hopefully, you know, this artwork kind of, man, I just kind of wish they would kind of change this up just a little bit more. But I don't know, the storyline's pretty good so far with, you know, I guess Baby Kang was stolen by, there he is, by Vision, and we get into this little time warp slipstream, and I guess we'll see what happens there. But yeah, it's a pretty good storyline. Again, it's just the artwork I'm having some difficulty with on that one. So we have Champions, and man, you know, I've really enjoyed this this title so far. I enjoy the team dynamics. I enjoy the storyline so far, and you know, really looking forward to see where this one really goes. You know, where they take this, and artwork is great. Again, this one is by Mark Waid as well. So yeah, pretty good so far. I'm trying to get into the newer Nova as well, and he's okay. So yeah, we'll see what happens in this episode, this issue. Right, so next we have Unworthy Thor. Really enjoy this by Jason Aaron, and hopefully we will find out what made Thor unworthy here in this issue. I assume it's going to be next one though. So yeah, I guess he gets into it with Beta Ray Bill for some reason. So yeah, so really enjoy this one. I just finished that Original Sins where he drops a hammer. Wasn't too much background in the Original Sin, but enjoyed it anyway. Alright, so we have the Texas variant from Texas of the US Avengers, and I wasn't going to pick this one up. Got talked into it by the owner at one of the local comic shops I go to, 8th Dimension. But yeah, you know, kind of thumbed through it, and I do enjoy the artwork on this. You know, I just wasn't into too many of the characters on this one. The heroes that form this team. You know, I was into Cannonball back in the day on the New Mutant side, and I don't know, I'm gonna give this one a try. I hear it was pretty funny, is what I heard. So yeah, kind of looking forward to getting into this one now. And again, I wasn't going to pick it up originally. Alright, this was along the same line to where, you know, I was looking for the variant on this one. I couldn't find it, but wasn't too interested in the storyline on this one, so, you know, so I actually got didn't pick up the variant, but I got talked into picking up this one, again from the same owner of the same store, 8th Dimension, Jeremy, and yeah, so I'll give this one a shot. I enjoy that other US Avengers artwork over this artwork, to tell you the truth. But, oh, give it a shot, see what happens with her. Alright, so Slapstick number 2. So I don't like zaniness, I don't like quirkiness, and you know, this guy's obviously all over that. But I picked up number 1 by recommendation from another friend, and I actually enjoyed number 1. I was pretty surprised that I did. and it was enough for me to actually pick up number 2, which I never thought I would ever do that. But yeah, it was pretty funny so far. It was pretty graphic. You know, I didn't really know too much about this guy, but he was a regular dude, a regular teenager, and he turned into a hero. And I really don't know his background. I don't know how he got this power, but he's basically like a cartoon. He's like, you know, like a Roger Rabbit type cartoon. He take damage, he do, you know, pulls off incredible things. But yeah, the first one was pretty funny. I didn't really think it would be that that funny and that graphic. So yeah, looking forward to reading this one, surprisingly. All right, on the DC side, we have the Justice League Suicide Squad number 3, and I really enjoy this storyline so far. I really do. And number 2 was pretty good, so I'm looking forward to see you know, what happens in this one. And you know, so Justice League was caught, entrapped, and I guess you know, Amanda Waller said that she was going to use them as a new Suicide Squad. So pretty interested in seeing how she actually is able to control them outside of these pods. But yeah, looking forward to reading this one. It's a good storyline so far. Alright, next we get into the rise and fall of Captain Atom. And I really don't know anything about Captain Atom other than the cartoons, the Justice League cartoon and Justice League Unlimited. So, you know, this is the first comic I've ever picked up that he was in, other than, you know, he showed up in some sort of crossover. But yeah, he looks different, so I don't know if it's the same military guy who got this power, who had to be entrapped in the suit to hold that power in. And I just recall from the cartoon, you know, if that suit ever ripped, he basically, you know, blew up. He was a nuclear explosion. So, you know, quasi interested in this. You know, it's good that they kind of brought in the some of the big hitters in this one. Saw Superman, but yeah. Like to know a little bit more backstory about this guy. Don't really know too much about him. Same thing, I guess, it went for the Atom. You know, I know of the Atom cartoon, you know, mostly, and some of the crossovers that he was in. And it looks like this one, I think they're kind of going the Amadeus Cho route, and went with the Asian dude. So we shall see. I think the original Palmer. I forgot his first name. Was it Ray Palmer? Was I believe he's in? Yeah, there he is right there. So yeah, I guess he's more of a mentor to this new Atom. Who's, I don't know if he's passing the torch or if there's just going to be 2 Atoms around. Not really sure. So yeah, quasi interested, and you know, it's going to be picking up that JLA, and I think he's going to be part of that team. So then we get into the Justice League Suicide Squad crossover into Justice League, and I guess this is the return of Max Lord. And I recall this guy had either mental powers, you know, allowing him to make you believe certain things, I believe, and I think it was on a mass level. Can't recall which crossover that he was pretty instrumental in that I read. Can't recall that right now, but yeah, we'll see how he plays into this whole little battle that they've been having here. Hopefully this lends itself to a little bit more value storyline, not just some random filler story. So next up we have Faith, and that's right, I forgot. I had picked up cover A, cover B, and you know, again, I try to go for the variants. I rarely pick up the B covers, but I really like this. This was in my pull, but really like this cover art here, so I picked this one up as well. But you know, Faith, I really enjoy her. You know, she's you know, modern, funny, and yeah, I didn't really think I'd enjoy her, to tell you the truth. So yeah, it's been pretty good so far. And of course, I'm getting into Renegade, and she's part of that team. So you know, I rarely like female superhero leads, and so I was really surprised. I really, you know, enjoyed this comic, so I would suggest it for others. All right, so this one here is really due to Black Pole. I went by his pure recommendation because I can't remember if this one had a 0, but I went either 0, 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, and you know, I just could not get into Generation Zero. You know, the premise was there. You know, the 18 teenagers, they all had superpowers, help out you know, other kids in need, who, you know, reaches out by I guess, various social media. I think it was like an IRC chat room is what it looked like. But it was just too slow. I mean, nothing was like really happening, and man, it just didn't really do anything. So I dropped it at number 3, but you know, Black Pole said that up through 4 was kind of slow, and said number 5 kind of kicked it off. So, all right, man, let's see what happens on number 5. All right, so Black Office Poison. So this one, you know, that's not really sure what genre of art this would be considered, but I usually stay away from it. You know, it's it doesn't really excite me too much. You know, I'm hoping that the reminds me of Duckman, that USA cartoon show. But you know, I heard this one was pretty funny. Just reading the premise, and there was a couple people who had recommended this. You know, it's kind of rare to see people recommending the off the beaten path type of publishers. But who was this one? Top Shelf. I'm sorry, which is part of IDW. But, you know, this one I heard was pretty funny, so I'm hoping that that holds true. So, yeah. Alright, we're going to finish it off with Cannibal, and this is one that I really enjoy. I think I heard, you know, after this this finishes the story arc, I think, the current one they're on, 4 of 4, but I heard after this they're going to be taking a break, and I think it was like out until like April or May or something. I forgot what it was, but there's a long pause. It was going to be on this comic here. So that's a pity, but I do enjoy this artwork, and the storyline was there for me. So I would really recommend to pick this one up, and I guess this is going to go to trade here pretty quickly if they're going to finish this up and take a break. But I would recommend to go pick this one up for that little different storyline. It's not really a zombie storyline, but yeah, recommend it, you know, truly. And so yeah, that's it. So, you know, really appreciate y'all watching, and just a reminder, I do have my contest going on for my 100 subscribers, and that's going to go on for almost, I think, another week and a half. So if y'all would, please check that out. Put an entry in there, and I have a couple prizes for you. So yeah, that's it for this week. If you could, please like, subscribe, and we'll talk to you later.